Wednesday. It is New Comic Book Day, and we're in the middle of a storm. A storm just occurred out of nowhere. And if you're not wondering who we are, we're ComicGains! And if you're new to the show, I'm Adam.
I'm Zach, and this Princess Royal House looking very low, Dave, just like usual, doing that princess wave. You do too. Bow and respect, and of course, there's the Cocoa Dog.
All right. Dude, it's crazy. You can even hear the hail behind Princess coming down the chimney. It's a real chimney.
It's a real chimney.
A real chimney.
Of course it is.
All right, guys. So, we got a really fun show for you lined up today. We got a big New Comic Book Day, a nice fat week. Princess was saying it's one of the bigger weeks she's had to pick up in a while, so we got some new stuff to talk about. We do have, Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 10 came out this week, so we will do a review on that book. There will be spoilers, so apologize to anyone that hasn't read it yet. And because of the upcoming WhatNot Beyond the Con, which we are going to be a part of, they're doing a mystery pack, and we want to talk about that a little bit. There's a lot of people that are positive about it. There might be some people that are negative about it. And maybe you should get the ComicGains feedback on the mystery pack. And like some of our feelings on what it's going to be about, whether or not we think it's good for the hobby, and then just variants in general, right? Some good, solid comic book topics, right?
Yeah.
But
great.
Before we get into any of that, let's run around outside in the hail.
Yeah, it's really loud. I don't know if you can hear it. Let us know down below if you can hear it. But
what are we drinking today,
the
guys?
popping boba drink, the Polka's mango passion fruit green tea. Princess picked this up specifically for me.
Passion fruit green tea?
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you, Princess.
Not the weird Oreo soda.
No, that was. Oh, there's smoking.
Is there boba in it?
Popping boba. I'm gonna make a little adjustment to the camera, but yeah, continue talking.
Is that a little to the left? A little too much meat?
I can't really tell from here that well, but looking at the main screen over here, I'm like, oh wow.
Oh, there we go.
All right, don't mind me.
Oh, it's a little wiggle. The storm's happening, guys. The storm is live.
Yes, it's the storm.
All right, so let me say hi to some of our friends who made it in. Nuktek early to the show. How's it going, brother?
It looks good.
Always good to see you every week. Andrew, the king of New Comic Book Day, is here. Letting you know, Andrew, I finished up the second book of The Realm, so I got one left to read. Loving this story. It's kind of like a Walking Dead meets Dungeons and Dragons. So, and it was kind of cool. It was nice to see that the first issue had a variant of Dungeons and Dragons. So I was like, totally need to find that first issue with the Dungeons and Dragons variant. So I was like, makes total sense. And Princess is here. Hi, Princess. Welcome in. We got Zero in the house. Good evening. Hopefully it's not hailing where you guys are at. Sharky Marky from Canada is here saying hi to the Comic Coco. Oh, we got Han Solo in the house. Hey, Han Solo, good to see you. Yeah. It's kind of cool. Sometimes we make friends on WhatNot, and then they travel over to our YouTube, and then sometimes vice versa. So it's kind of fun how that works. Gary B, the nicest guy on YouTube, is in the house. How's it going, Gary? Good to see you. Oh, and Olan, how's it going? Good to see you. Hopefully, you're in the South end, right? So I was gonna say, hopefully we could see Grit City Con. We got Bellingham Con this weekend, and we had a good time. We did some live filming while hunting for comics, and that was like a little bit crazy. So
oh, that was really fun.
Yeah,
we need to do more of that.
I know I get a little nervous when you're like filming like in front of people, and then you're like talking about it. So it's like a little. We're okay like when we're by ourselves, and there's like not a whole bunch of people around, but it gets a little nervous sometimes, right?
Little nervous.
Zach's like, I'll talk to him. Give me the camera.
Give me the camera. I do it.
All right. Don't forget, Princess has to do the best comic book cover of the week. And when I mean best comic book cover of the week, it's only the books that we purchased. So there might be a better one, but it won't be the one that is there, right? Yeah, could be. All right, let's get into it. No particular order, just the way that the guy at the comic store put them in the box. Because I don't know, there's probably an order to his magic there, but this is one we don't normally pick up. We got Jupiter's Legacy, the finale, issue number 1. Mark Millar.
Millar, right?
Yeah. This is a special Scotty Young edition. I thought when I was looking through the ordering guide, I was like, oh, Princess would probably think this is a cool book. I don't think any of us have read Jupiter's Legacy, right?
No, we've owned a couple of copies of the original, but for some reason we never read it.
Yeah. I've heard good things. I watched the show and actually kind of really dug the show after the first couple episodes, but the first 2 episodes were really hard to get through. It was just too much, a little too cheesy, and then it got really good, and then they canceled it right after they sucked me in. Then I'm like, oh, I can't wait for season 2, and then they're like, no more season 2.
No more.
So I don't know. One of these days I'll have to give it a read. I know they've kind of combined some of the universes too together with some of the other stuff. So
well, that's cool.
Yeah, but cool cover nonetheless. I didn't even know they were still writing it. So obviously this is the finale. Right? Did the storm just end?
Yeah, I guess we're probably in the eye of the storm.
So then it's gonna pass over. It's like Twister, or your like legs will like be flying up in the air while you're holding on to that railing.
Hopefully not. That would not be fun. Wait, is that in the first movie or the second?
I think both of them too. Baki in the house. How's it going, Baki?
Not again.
In the first one they do that, but I feel like in the new one they got stuck in the truck in the eye too, didn't they? When they like lowered the truck down. You know who never gets stuck in the eye of the storm? Good old Miles Morales. We got Miles Morales issue number 25. Our good friend Cody Ziegler writing this story. Got to meet him in person. This is dude, they're piling on the extra stuff for Miles now, which is cool. I'm totally digging the story. The writing's awesome, but you know he's a vampire, so he's got dealing with his vampirism, which is always a tough thing to deal with. And it's only been a couple issues of that, but now he's met up with his new friend, which I'm surprised they haven't spent time together in the past, the Black Panther.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, dude, I was a vampire. You're now a vampire. I can help you out with this kind of stuff. And you know what you need is a brand new vibranium suit that you should be wearing. So now he's getting a new vibranium suit because he needs to be even more awesome than he already is.
You're my best friend. I'm going to give you...
Ladies around him. Shift is always still kicking it too in the background. So it's cool. I think that's a good grouping together. I feel like I don't know if I've ever seen Black Panther and Miles together, which just makes sense, right?
Yeah,
it just makes sense.
I don't think it showed up.
Yeah. So I'm excited to read this. Great stuff.
Hey, Elvis.
Elvis in the house. How's it going? All right. This is a good way to get into Halloween every year, and I feel like this book comes out the last like 3 years pretty consecutively. The Crypt of Shadows, and does not a continuation. It's like a one-shot, and this one's going to have 4 separate stories in it, so 4 mini stories that are going to involve these characters on the front. So there'll be a Scarlet Witch and Agatha along with Vision. They'll have a story together. I think you get a Namor and Man-Thing story together. Kind of strange, but cool. And there'll be, I think, a Blade and Werewolf by Night. Of course, you got to have Werewolf by Night. And a Craven is going to be in the mix, too. So maybe a little hunting of the Werewolf by Night. See who gets there first. But there's, like, a lot of up-and-coming writers are going to be doing this. So none of, like, the major stars. I think I saw, like... Lou on there. Ben Percy's in there, so he's a pretty legit writer. So he's writing Ghost Rider and whatnot. But the big extra, I don't know if it's super big, but the character remember that big, like, Viking looking guy from the TV show, the Werewolf by Night TV show, like the Halloween special that had the axe or whatever?
Yeah.
I think they kill him, but spoiler, that came out 2 years ago.
It's a good show.
He's not a regular real comic book character, but he will be now in this book. So they're gonna like bring him into the comics for the first time ever.
Probably kill him in the same issue. Why not?
We'll see. I don't know. It's not like I was really like needing that, but you're gonna get it whether you need it or not. But it seemed like I kind of leafed through it a little bit, and I was like, this would be a fun thing to read like on Halloween Day and get a good feel for the old Halloween time. So compilation books are a great way to try out new writers. Totally agree. Yeah, you know it's real quick, but you kind of get a good feel for how they write and how they do the characters.
That's very cool.
They don't have to get bogged down with too many details. Next up, we got Blood Hunters. This is by Schultz and Gill. This has been an interesting and weird story, grouping of people together. You got the White Widow, Yelena Belova, and Dagger of Cloak and Dagger, and Hallows Eve of Hallows Eve.
Ladies.
And then Bloodstone, Elsa Bloodstone. So you got your group of ladies, and it's kind of weird because it's almost like this continuation of Blood Hunt, but when Blood Hunt's over, so they're still running around killing vampires. I'm not sure why there's still a lot of vampires going around, but they're doing a good job of like writing the characters how they would act. And they're writing like 4 different strong females all in the same book together, and you're trying to give them each like a different voice, which is cool. And at the same time, Miles is in the book, so obviously I'm going to be reading it. Cool. And yeah, they like run into Miles. They solve some problems together. Then Elsa's like, "You're a vampire. I'm going to kill you." And then the other 3 are like, "Hey, he's our friend." And then Elsa kind of goes off on her own, and she gets kidnapped and then tortured by vampires. And then Miles is like, "Hey, even though she was being a bee, we should go save her." So they're like kind of running into that Blood Coven, which was like the underlings of Blade and the Blood Hunt saga that we saw. So they're dealing with them. It's a quick mini series. I think it ends on like issue 5 or something like that. So some good. You know what? Nice. I feel like it's always good to read. You don't get enough Elsa in the world, so whenever you get Elsa Bloodstone, you should pick it up if you're a fan.
Yeah, as you should. Elsa's a very, very fun character. The Bloodstones, great family.
They are.
A lot of problems though.
They are. I haven't seen the new sister since she popped up. We need the new sister again. I liked her. Guy Forge, what's up? Welcome in. Princess is looking very Silver Surfer-ish. What's the girl Silver Surfer? Is that Shia LaBeouf? No, that's his wife, right?
I don't remember what the name was. It was a strange name. Yeah. It was a good name though.
Or is that Norrin Rad's wife, Shia LaBeouf?
No.
Is it?
Could it be? No.
Next up, we've got Wolverine issue number 2, and I know it may get confusing because there is a lot of Wolverine books running around right now. This is the main ongoing title, which is written by Saladin Ahmed, which he's a pretty established writer doing a good job. I didn't actually get a chance to read issue 1. I think Princess picked this one up because of the Scotty Young covers, but it's a sweet Deadpool and Wolverine on the cover, although I'm pretty sure Deadpool is not in this book at all that I'm aware of. But he's giving him a hard time about his costume. He's like, "It's totally new, brand new costume. I just saw some lightning, I think, out of the corner of my eye." And he's like, they're going back and forth. But I was told the first book was pretty good. It has, what is it, Cyber? Who's the guy that has like the adamantium skin that's always trying to hunt down Wolverine to like steal his adamantium to like add? He's like a 90s villain character. Well, they bring Bogo's getting mad. Yeah. They bring him back in the story, and he has to deal with him. And there's a couple other things going on. I'm trying to think what there's another character that's involved in this one, but let's see.
Yeah, Cypher.
That was a bad rendition of it, but Cyber.
I think that's
Cyber. The Righteous Flipper. How's it going? Her name was Juno. That's right.
We don't talk about Juno.
No, that's Bruno.
Oh, I was way off.
That's right, way off. The Righteous Flipper, get it the hearts. Phil, welcome in. Phil, how's it going? You made it. There's still plenty to go through. Next up, we got Department of Truth, issue number 26. James Tynion the 4th. I think they've been having sometimes they have different artists depending on which book they're doing. But I love this Marilyn Monroe cover, which is really beautiful on there. So this book was on hiatus for a while and then kind of came back, and they've really been just focusing on John F. Kennedy's assassination and
it's a good idea.
I was gonna say John Wilkes Booth, but what's the other guy? Lee Harvey Oswald. Lee Harvey Oswald, and how he's connected to the Department of Truth, and what's the deal with his character, which is kind of interesting. But they touched on a lot of that in the original first part of the series. But I'm hoping that they branch off. This one looks like they're gonna give us a whole backstory on maybe Marilyn Monroe and why she was either killed or not killed, which they have not talked about this topic at all so far. So I'm really interested. And if you guys have read this at all, it sort of has that, they take real facts and then twist it into a fictional story. So it's not necessarily true.
Cyber.
But is it Cyber?
Cyber.
Yeah.
I couldn't help it. I had to look it up.
And it's kind of, Man, my brain turned off today. What's that like? The Da Vinci Code kind of has a Da Vinci Code sort of feel. If you like that sort of thing where you get some true facts, but then it's a fictional story.
Yeah, Crazy Hill.
Right?
Right.
Woo!
Got us shook, and then now it's like lightning too.
Yeah.
It all started when our show just started too.
That's
Like,
good luck.
Yeah, hopefully it's good luck.
Or bad luck.
We'll find
Could be
out.
good luck.
Ooh.
But check out Department of Truth, guys. I mean, it's a pretty popular book. I know they got optioned for a TV show. I think it'll do really, really well. It could easily be like the new X-Files. Totally. Easily be like a new X-Files.
Yeah, it could get a nice little following.
Ooh, oh, let's see. Funny if Dietrich Bencher character full name in the Drew Carey show was Oswald Lee Harvey. Oh, that is funny. That is funny. The Drew Carey. I liked the Drew Carey show a lot when it came out. I remember his like assistant Mimi, the lady that always wore like a lot of makeup. It was really funny. Really funny.
I need to watch it.
Jenny Sparks issue number 3. I think this is issue 3. Black Label book. Tom King goodness. Jeff Spokes, I think, is drawing this one. I've had trouble getting into this, so
Really?
I'm giving it a try. It's only like 5 issues, and it'll end. Tom King's done really, really well on these minis, especially with like strong female characters. He did a really good doing Wonder Woman right now. Did that really amazing Supergirl. I think he's doing that Helen of Windhorn that everyone's like going crazy about right now. That's coming out. So I was like, Jenny Sparks, she's cool. I don't know. We'll see. There's like this whole story about Captain Atom. You know, that guy that's like all silver with like the red like on his like face, or I guess sometimes he blows up and kills a lot of people, and so it's her kind of trying to stop this from happening, him being turned into a bomb, and she's like dealing with some major players like Superman and Batman, and I just not familiar. She just smokes and swears a lot. She's kind of like the female version of like Constantine. So we'll see how that all goes. She was a really prominent member. Dang, I lost my real too much coffee today, I think. On a different DC team, which I can't put my thumb on right now.
The like Birds of Prey or
no, it's that one that they're gonna right. Oh, the Authority.
Oh, that
like,
Authority.
There's a book on the wall. Yeah, she was on the Authority, and she died on that team. So it's really weird that she's like back alive. So yeah,
make this weird.
Yeah, so we'll see. I'm just saying, I'm working through this book. But sometimes the DC books are hard for me to like jump in the middle of. A lot of the extra characters they throw at me, I'm like, who the heck is that? And why are they talking that way?
Yeah.
Why? One thing I do know, we're on Walking Dead Deluxe issue 99, Something to Fear, part 3. We're 1 issue away. Issue 100 will be the first appearance of Negan.
Yeah.
So some 1 issue away. This is the original. They call this the variant cover for the Deluxe, but I think this is the original cover that it came out with, and I like these better. They're really cool, almost like connecting.
Yeah, they're connected.
Yeah, like a connecting version. And spoiler, in the last issue, Abraham got killed, and Negan has not shown up yet. So he did not smash his head in the comic book like he did in the movie, which is sad. They do this whole thing where he gets shot with an arrow, like the ones from the crossbow, and it goes like into his head and out his eye, and then he's like still talking to Eugene for like a while, like he's like almost in shock that it happened, and he's like just talking for a while until like they realize what happened, then he like falls over and dies. And I'm like, that's crazy. So well, to see what happens to whoever gets their head smashed by Negan in the next book. So yeah, it's interesting. How that was different that way.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, kind of nice, because I think he had some real involvement in the TV show. So obviously, if he's making that, he wants to like keep the viewers like on the edge of their seat. If they makes it exactly the same, then everyone would know exactly how. Plus, Rick is with Andrea right now. They are together. He's not with Michonne at this time, which he is in the TV show. Which I like him with Michonne way more than him with Andrea.
Andrea's evil. I don't know.
She's pretty cool in the book. Yeah. Just not quite the same. You know what else is really cool? Rogue in Uncanny X-Men issue number. This is the Gail Simone. I know it gets confusing because there's like 6 different X-Men books out right now, but you have Uncanny X-Men by Gail Simone, and then the Jed McKay one is regular X-Men. But this is kind of like the alternate team, but it has a lot of the cool people on it. So you got Rogue is the leader, so she is the leader of this team,
Finally.
which is cool because she often doesn't lead very many teams.
Mm-hmm.
So there's always like this green voice that talks throughout the book. So if she's explaining something that's going on or her feelings, it's always from like Rogue's point of view, which is really fun. Yeah. Gambit's on the team. I want to say Nightcrawler's on the team as well. Wolverine is sort of on the team. He's sort of on all the teams because you got to have Wolverine in your book. And then they've met like these new four brand new characters that were like these young kids that were running from an evil person that's trying to hunt them down. And 3 of them are mutants, and 1 of them is not a mutant. So it's kind of weird that there's one that's not a mutant that's hanging out with them. But they're to teach them their powers. In the last book, they were like, "All right, you guys fight against Nightcrawler, and we'll test out your powers." It's kind of cool. You got a little show of each of them and what they can do, and I don't know. It's a cool book. I think I'm liking it a lot. This is I think the first time I bought a non-variant cover, but it's a really pretty Rogue cover on the front, and that's the villain's gonna be like Sarah Gaunt is like the new villain. I think it has between this one and the other one. I think they're gonna meet up soon, but it's like new mutants are popping up, and it's either like the XMen go hunt them down and collect them for their team, or these like evil people are like trying to collect these new mutants, and both groups are kind of doing a similar thing.
Well, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty dope.
Ooh, Andrew says he's enjoying the Uncanny X-Men. He thinks Gale is really building. So yeah, I think there's definitely something really cool building between the two. Hopefully it's not that X-Men versus Avengers, which I just saw a thing going on for that. I don't really care. Don't want to see them again as quickly as it does. We got a lot of books. Got some good books going. We got Spectacular Spider-Man issue number 8. Still one of my favorite books. Just a good, like, feel-good read. If you want to, like, read Spider-Man and feel really good about it, read this one. It's written by Greg Weisman, who did Gargoyles. It's normally drawn by Humberto Ramos. He did the cover, but this week has a guest artist on it. I can't remember the name of the guest artist. But it's Spider-Man and Miles hanging out, solving mysteries together. Very Saturday morning cartoon style dialogue, if that puts anything together. They just wrapped up this big mystery that has to do with the Jackal killing his own brother, stealing his identity, creating a bunch of monsters, and teaming up with Arcade and Mentallo. And it wrapped all up. They kind of finished it all up, but they were kidnapping people and then messing with their minds. So I think this issue is going to be like the fallout of like picking up the pieces of what's left over, and then getting back to broing down as well the boys should be doing. They used to do a weekly coffee, and I need to see that weekly coffee again. But good book.
Very nice.
Good book. Loving it. Other book, more people should be reading this and making sure they're checking it out. But we got Marvel Comics Spider-Man Rain Spider-Man Rain 2 issue 4. I always get that. It's hard to say.
Yeah, it sounded pretty hard.
Yeah, it is. Well, there's like a 2 and then a 4. Kari Andrews, goodness, he's writing and drawing this book. So sometimes I feel like that works really well, because obviously if you're the person writing it and then you also draw it, they like match up really well. A lot of people are saying this is kind of like his love letter to Todd McFarlane, because the interior looks like kind of like Todd drew it. So as well as kind of the covers as well. It's a very complicated, cool story. They did a Spider-Man Rain 1 he did originally, which had some mixed reviews on how good it was. That's the one where his semen gave Mary Jane cancer over the years of her being in contact with it. And it's kind of a weird topic, and she ended up dying from the cancer. That's in the original series. Well, this one, he's old man, and he finds a way to go back in time, and he gets 48 hours to go into the past. So he's on a mission with this kitty cat character, who's a really cool new like daughter of Felicia. And he gets sidetracked right off the bat, and he's like, I'm done with this mission. I need to go find Mary Jane and save her so she doesn't die. And you get all this cool stuff where it turns out actually has the Venom symbiote, and Miles is actually working for Kingpin in the future, and he goes into the past to try to stop Spider-Man. You're like, why would he do that? Why would he try to stop him? And the big reveal in the last book is that they're stuck in a time loop, and Spider-Man, when he goes back in to kill himself so that he doesn't kill Mary Jane, it screws up everything, and that's what like ruins like the Earth basically. So that's kind of what you find out in the last book. So we'll have to see how that finishes up. But the artwork is beautiful, really, really good.
Good.
Yeah, fantastic.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, and I always wanted to see Mary Jane as Venom, and she looks really cool because they leave her red hair. So she has like really big red hair, massively big red hair, and then they leave her with red lips. And then she's got like the all black Venom suit. Super cool. Super cool.
Very nice.
Princess picked up. Oh, am I missing something? Oh, Paul Steger, how's it going? Welcome in. Welcome in, Paul. Good to see you as always. We got Mystique issue number 1. This is the variant edition by Rose Besh. And we'll have to see if Princess gonna read the inside of this one. I believe it's drawn and written by Declan Shelby. So he did both of them, and if you're wondering what he recently did, was he also wrote the Terminator book that Princess liked a lot. So same writer wrote this one. So kind of cool. Mystique's been an interesting character lately. I think she was sort of starting to get the white Emma Frost treatment, where she was like a nasty bad guy for a long time, and then slowly turning into sort of an anti-hero. I think she might be close to the anti-hero status.
Okay, good.
Yeah, she still has a mean streak, but I think she recently got married to Destiny, so her and Destiny are married. They should be married, I think, and there was some turnaround about who was actually the real mother for Nightcrawler. So, and I think they're still related to Rogue, I believe. I could be wrong. I think they're still related to Rogue.
Might be.
All right. Good cover, though. Good covers. 80s hair, definitely. You know about the 80s hair, Lon. And because it wouldn't be New Comic Day if we didn't get a brand new Moon Knight book, which is still really cool. They were doing this a lot with Marvel books, but we have Moon Knight, Fist of Khonshu. We had Vengeance of the Moon Knight. We had regular Moon Knight. Now we're on to Fist of Khonshu. So they're starting over. We got a brand new number 1. Yeah, the Fist of Khonshu. This is the same group. So Jed McKay is coming back again, the 3rd time, and he should have Capaccio, who was a new artist in the first series, the very first one, and now is like everyone loves this guy.
Okay.
So he has made the book incredibly special. His artwork is very different, like very strange compared to like what you like learn to love it. So it's really good. Mark Spector is back alive at the end of Blood Hunt, so of course he's gonna take his book back over, and you'll get to see what happened. Easy there, Zach. Oh yeah, Nathan, what's up? Welcome in. What was Zach's hair in the 80s like? Did Zach have hair in the 80s?
No, I was born in the late
You
80s.
came out with hair.
No, I didn't come out with hair.
But if you guys catching up, Moon Knight has his team of people. Reese, Soldier, 8-Ball, Tigra, and Hunter's Moon. So he has like a whole team. He's got his own dang team now. And now he's taking back over as the leader again. And there was some stuff where Khonshu wanted him to kill Shroud, because he's like, hey, that guy pretended to be Moon Knight. You should kill that guy, which is probably not a good thing. But yeah, I think these are cool covers. This is actually Stephen Platt.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He's been coming back. There's a lot of DC Stephen Platt books out right now, and a few Marvel ones. And strangely enough, did a bunch of covers in the 90s that are worth a lot of money. He's a really good artist. But yeah, he's starting to make a little comeback. And there's a nice Scotty Young, although that looks like Shroud on the cover, so I'm like confused. I feel like Scotty does not care at all what's going on in the book, and he's just like, I'm gonna draw who I want to draw. Because I feel like that's Shroud. It's like the dark suited Moon Knight, right?
Same thing with Campbell. He likes to draw anybody.
Yeah, he's like, I'm drawing who I want to draw. So that was the new comic day besides the Spider-Man. So I'll go over. Zach's gonna let me do the quick review on this one real quick, because he's gonna bog down on the WhatNot mystery packs and give you guys the details and our innermost thoughts. So hopefully you guys are okay with hearing me talk a little bit longer. We've got Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 10. This is we've got Jonathan Hickman and a guest artist, Messina. Did you guys notice there was a different artist?
Pretty good artist.
Yeah, he did a good job on this one. Normally Chichetto is the artist, and he has taken I don't know if he's like purposely taken a break, but it's been a couple of times. It tends to be on the combative ones or the fighting issues.
Oh yeah.
So a couple times, or at least once before, there was one where there was a lot more talking. This one is almost entirely talking, and we do a review on all the Ultimate books. So if you need any like in depth on what's been going on, there's Ultimate Spider-Man, X-Men, Black Panther, and the Ultimates. Check any of our old Wednesday episodes. We've done every single one, so you can get the details on them. But the Spider-Man one, in particular, this takes place in a universe outside of the regular 616, and Spider-Man is older. He's married to Mary Jane. He has 2 kids, and he was not Spider-Man his whole life. Ended up getting the suit, and bigger thing is like his family knows that he's Spider-Man. So we'll jump right into it. This issue in particular, I liked a lot, and there's a lot of fun stuff. One of the big aspects of the Ultimate Spider-Man universe, and a lot with the original Ultimate Universe too, is there's a lot of like talking and getting deeper into the characters and understanding them. Well, in this one, we also follow 2 older gentlemen, J. Jonah Jameson and Ben Parker, quite a lot. And Ben Parker is not dead in this one, obviously.
But Aunt May
is dead and Ben Parker's alive. And throughout this book, they started their own newspaper. They were working for the Daily Bugle, which got taken over by Kingpin. And then they were like, this sucks. We don't want to work here anymore. So they create their own paper, which is called
The Paper.
The Paper. And I believe it's online too. So it's an online paper that's set up. And they want to be like, like a sleuth or like looking for mysteries. And they get a bunch of really good reviews on their Spider-Man exposés where they get really good pictures from Peter and then they tell a story, but they don't really dig that. They don't want to like tell a story about Spider-Man. They want to know like the corruption or the evils of like the underbelly of New York. And cool thing about their new paper that they put together, online paper, Mary Jane is kind of like their PR person. She kind of set up everything for him, got the building, did all the decorations, and they got the money from the Osborns. And Harry Osborn is Green Goblin, and he's married to Gwen Stacy.
Gwen Goblin. Wait, Gwen Stacy. Yeah,
it'd be cool.
Gwen Osborn.
Do you think she will be Gwen Goblin?
She might be. Goblin on the could be.
Yeah. But so they're super rich. So Gwen and Harry are there. They have a lot of money. They run Oscorp because his father died during the big explosion that also killed Aunt May. And they gave money to J. Jonah Jameson and Ben to start the paper with help from Mary Jane. So we start this book out. They're meeting together and they're having coffee, Jonah and Ben, and they're like, hey, I got some tips on a upcoming story that we really wanted. There's a lawyer that we want to meet. So they go to this golf course to meet the lawyer, and they say the name's Wesley. So I'm pretty sure it's Kingpin's Wesley.
Yeah.
Like his like assistant
attorney.
They call him an attorney in this. Yeah. I don't know if in the TV show he was an attorney, but that same Wesley. And they're haggling him a little bit on like some topics that they want to talk about, and they're not taking any guff from him. And he doesn't seem nervous, but he's kind of surprised that they're shooting these shots at him. And we know from a previous story that Fisk's company bought Stain Stark, which is Tony's dad's company, and then they sold it to Oscorp, which was really weird. And that's why they're kind of following this trail, and they're saying that there's all these like dummy corporations that like keep buying the company over and over and over again to like hide who really owns it. So they get a little more information from him, but not everything they need. They basically told Wesley like, hey, we're going to write this story about you're selling this company and the weird ongoing stuff. He's like, do your worst, we'll see what happens. Kind of like sort of threatening a little bit, right? A little bit.
Not very scary, but
Yeah, it wasn't that scary. It was kind of like, and then they're at the club, the security comes over and he's like, all right, you 2 old dudes got to get out of here. And they got like their long trench coats on, which was cool.
And when you mean like the club, it's the golfing.
Yeah.
In the restaurant, not like
the club. Yeah, but it's, those like really hoity-toity clubs where you have to like have a membership to like go and like play golf there. So kind of kind of one of those. So the boys, and I said this book is mainly about these two guys who you don't get enough. I mean, obviously we didn't get the over the years because he's been dead for the last like 60 years. But we're getting the Ben we never got now. They go back to the drawing board. They stick all the post-it notes up on the wall, leading them to like where their next stop is, and they're like, hey, we went from this point A to point B to point C, and that led us to. And then they don't really quite tell you where they're going, and they show up in what I'm assuming is downtown New York at a big high rise, and they see this really nice office, and they're like, oh, we each have an office like this, but it's nowhere near this big. And then the lady's like, yeah, you know what they have in common? I paid for your office and my office. And you're like, oh, it's Gwen. So then they're there with Gwen. And I feel like this whole time Gwen's been really nice in the story so far, but they kind of give her a little more of like an arrogant tone this time meeting her. And they're like, hey, someone at the paper is writing a story. And we followed down these roads and it led us to Oscorp. And we want to ask you some questions, but we don't want you to be mad about the questions. And she's like, nothing would make me, there's nothing you two guys could do that would make me mad. Like the paper's doing really well and all this stuff. And then she's like, by the way, who's writing the story? And they're like, well, we'll ask you the questions now and then we'll tell you who's writing the story later. And that was kind of like a little bit of a hint, like, why are they telling her that? Did they not want her to know they're writing the story? Like someone else is writing the story. And then they're like, they just flat out ask her like, bam, 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 bunch of questions like Oscorp owns or like Oscorp bought Stain Stark in this roundabout way, and all of a sudden like people are flying around in like Green Goblin costumes that look eerily similar to Iron Man. Is there any correlation between you guys buying it and this happening? And she's like, you know what? I want my effing money back that I gave you for the paper. And then they just cut it, and I was like, oh, cool. So she got a little angry. Are you getting the feeling like she might not be on the up, or she is on the too much on the up and up?
I mean, there has to be like a reason why Wilson Fisk kind of gave them Stain Stark. So I wonder if
maybe Harry's not knowing that it's on the evil side, and she's actually on the bad side.
She's a bad girl, and I'm gonna tell.
Yeah. Robo Smith, welcome in. How's it going? Nathan Rouse saying, nice to see JJJ being more of a good guy, definitely. And Andrew saying, ooh, really enjoying the dynamics between Ben and Jade. Yeah, me too as well. And we got Rockin' Comics in the house. How's it going, Rockin'? So we cut back, and clearly it seems like she's going to pull the money. So Ben's talking to Peter, and it looks like Peter now works for the paper. It was kind of iffy whether or not he was going to take that leap. I didn't know that he actually did. But he's like, things should be okay. And like, he's going to see if he can convince her not to pull the money, and they may be able to survive without, the paper may be able to survive without Gwen's money based on like new advertising. So we switch over to Harry, and he is going to visit Jonah and Ben at the paper. And Harry's obviously the other half of Oscorp, so it's his money involved. And he's kind of flat out with them where he's like, all right, guys, like, I need to know how I need to react to what you're telling my wife about the story. And they keep giving this like runaround where they're like, well, if that was the story we were writing, and then he would say some more, and then he's like, well, if that was the story we were writing, which he gets really annoyed with that. He's like, cut the crap, guys. Tell me what the story is you're writing about. And this totally thought that it went really far. They tell him that they're not going to implement like Oscorp as anything evil or even really say much about him. They kind of let them know they want us to talk more about Kingpin. And then at the same time, Ben and Jonah basically tell Harry they know either him or Gwen is the Green Goblin. And I thought that was like, whoa, this is a little intense. And they do this thing where like Harry is almost like he like says something mean, and he sort of is wearing part of the Green Goblin armor, but it's in his head. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like openly saying that to them, but he's like thinking like, I can't believe you said that. And then there'll be like a piece of like Green Goblin armor on him.
Oh, I just dropped the book.
Yeah.
And while they're happening, like if Harry showed up like 2 days or something like that, like Ben and J. Jonah had like a bet when they were gonna show up. Ben said it's gonna be before 3 days. J. Jonah said after 3 days. I'm like, oh, I got that money.
Yeah.
Bet.
Yeah. I need like a better way of holding this.
Not so easy.
It is hard. Yeah. So they flat out tell him like they know one of them is the Green Goblin, and Harry gets a little mad about it, and then I think he figures out a way to kind of shut them up at the same time. So he hands them like a zip drive, and he's like, "This has all the information you need about the secrets, the real secrets of Kingpin and who's controlling." And he alludes like the Maker, which is pretty crazy that they like went that far to give them the information about it. And they was like, do what you want with this information. If you do, like your loved ones could be killed for printing this. And he's like, and I don't want my name, Harry says, I don't want my name attached to this at all, that I'm connected to like this coming out. And they're like, don't worry, if we do print anything, we'll make sure like, we don't have our name attached either. And then they at the end of the book, they're like, all right, we're going to print this? Like, yeah, we're going to print it. And they showed that it's going to be like New York Kingpin. Wilson Fisk runs New York, but who runs Wilson Fisk? And then it says in the byline, who wrote the article? Ben Reilly. And I was like, oh, they're going to blame it on Ben.
Blame it on Ben.
Blame it on Ben
That's
Reilly.
A silly old clone who's named after Ben Parker.
Yeah, never can catch a break.
Oh, why do you have the last name Riley?
That's May's real last name.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
that's interesting.
And May's real last name, her not real last name, but Agu, what's up? One shot, welcome in. So, what'd you guys think?
Pretty dang good.
Pretty good. Yeah, I liked it. It's a lot of just words and talking, but you get to see the boys and get to dig a little deeper into the story, and they left some things out. I feel like Peter was in it for like a second. Like just when they're at the family time. So I give it like a solid 4.5. What do you guys think?
I like a 4.2.
4.2.
It's pretty
4.4.
Pretty good.
4.0. 4.0. But solid book, guys. The Ultimate Universe is still killing. I hope the Absolute Universe is anywhere near as good as this. We're in for a good thing. Princess, what is the cover of the week before we have Zach talk about the WhatNot Con, Beyond the Con? I think I bent the corner. What is it? Is it the Ultimate Spider-Man? Oh, the Mystique.
Oh.
Rose Besh wins cover of the week via Princess. It's a good cover, dude. It kind of has that like the Scarlet Witch one, sort of like the blocky one, where like a little bit, but it's coming from the bottom instead.
Yeah, a little bit. That's pretty cool. It's a great cover.
So what are we doing this weekend, Zach?
So we're doing Beyond the Con, and that's going along the same time period as, I believe, New York Comic Con.
Yeah. Right? The New York Comic Con started today. No, Thursday.
Starts
Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah, they do that Thursday, 4 days.
Yeah, so this Beyond the Con is all going to be on WhatNot, and it's going to be the, 17th? No, it's
17th.
18th.
Yeah.
They are also doing the same time? I thought it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
No.
Okay, 17th through the 20th, right? And everybody's going to well, not everybody. Some people are going to have packs like these. And each one of these packs has 3 comics in there of Rarity. I believe all of them are foil. Possibly maybe something signed, but for sure foil. And there's different levels of Rarity. Like I said before, there's the Ultimate Spider-Man #1, Blood Hunt #1, Doom #1, that famous Doom book that everybody was talking about. Great story, amazing. Deadpool, Wolverine, World War 3, I believe 3.
Yep.
And then Deadpool #1. All of them are exclusive. It's a 2024 foil variant, and you get 3 random comics by top Marvel artists. Marco, I'm gonna get these names butchered. Giacchetto, Sanford Green, and more. They don't say all of them. These are a total of 25 variants to collect with only 5,000 packs available. Pretty rare. The rarities include is silver, right? Only 1,500 copies. Gold, only 1,000 copies. Prism, well, I'm going to see that. 300 copies. And ultra rare.
Red.
And ultra rare red foil. Well, this is very confusing. Oh, I see what they put it. So it's standard, silver, excuse me. I got them a little out of the rarest one is the
Prism,
ultra
right?
rare red foil.
Oh, red foil.
And the prism is the second rarest. The ultra rare red foil is only 24 copies.
24?
Yeah, 24. So
Ooh.
what I kind of think is really great about this is
Oh
that
yeah. What are your? Oh, so wait. Before you get into your thoughts on it, which book are you guys most excited for?
I'm excited for that Doom book.
You're like,
honestly.
which one for you, Princess? Ultimate Spider-Man 1. Okay.
That's a pretty good one too.
So yeah, I think I'd like the Ultimate Spider-Man 1, but the Doom one's cool as well. I think I'll split with you guys on that.
Yeah, so you have a chance of it's one in every 42 packs.
Doom!
So you might just get lucky. What's exciting about this stuff, at least in my eyes, if I was buying them, right? Or selling. But if I was buying them, I'd want to collect every single one. And
Really?
just be like, yeah, I would try. I mean,
Okay.
it's pretty daunting task, but that's what I would kind of at least get like some of the rarer ones. Like that Prism one would be amazing to get. I bet you just displays amazingly. And some of these books, right, in the certain type of format printing, they come in high grade. So you possibly could get a 10-0 on that baby.
Zach's already thinking about grading them.
I'm already thinking
I
about
think
that.
the other thing too is they're using the original covers. So there's not going to be like a new cover, which is kind of cool. I do like that. So like you will get the original like Sanford Green Doom cover with whatever like foil edition version you get of that, or the Ultimate Spider-Man like in a red version, or even either the Deadpools in like a red version would be really cool as well. But yeah, I think like thoughts overall like on because this would be the second time WhatNot's done a mystery pack, but this is like the first one was a trial run. This is like the real one.
I think they're stepping up. I think they're stepping up their game, and this is only the beginning, and this is going to be a historic event, unlike you've seen, since I've never done this exact thing before. And I think you should be excited for what's to come next.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a really cool thing. Yeah, I was saying like the first one they did the trial run was sort of like the older XMen 97 books that they put into the mystery packs. So you still got some cool stuff because a lot of them were like signature ones that were like really hard to find. But this one, I think they put a little more work into it and put like some better books and did a little more work with these like rarities and the different things, which kind of gives it like that box break sort of thing for the cards, which I know nothing about. But I think it's a good thing for the hobby. A lot of people some people don't like variants, and to each his own. If you don't like variants, not like I'm not forcing variants on anybody or anything you do, but any time where they're adding like a new part of the hobby where it brings in more people, that's only going to be like more money going into like comic books, which is going to like allow for like more artists to do more things, get more jobs. That's a cool thing about variant covers, I think, is because more people get more jobs out of it. So there is the aspect of like first appearances get a little muddied because now there's like, instead of like one book for the first appearance, now there's like 10 books, and then you have to like figure out which one's the best one to get, which is sort of fun but a little bit nerve-wracking as like a buyer when you're like, all right, the new book's coming out, first appearance, which one do I picked the wrong one.
Yeah, you won't know until like a week after at least.
I should have got the price Rockin' Comics, we are starting them off at $1 on our show.
Anywhere.
Yeah, when they come up, they could go. I have no idea what they're gonna go for on the price on them. But ours out. I know not everyone's starting them off at $1, but to each his own. And you have to do what's best for your show.
Yeah, some people are starting them out for like $70.
Yeah, so just kind of depends.
Like to compete.
There's a lot of potential. I really, I don't know what the value of the book will be after they're all open and said and done. But the cool thing about I think the route variants are going now in 2024 is that everyone's kind of understood that you need print counts and you need them to be low, and you need to be like really transparent about the print counts. You have to let people know like there's only 250, there's only 24. Even 1500 or 2000 is still really low when it comes to like a first appearance of Ultimate Spider-Man or Ultimate Spider-Man's like first book or whatever you want to say. That's still incredibly low. Whereas I would say back in like 2020 or 2021 when variants were like really kicking into overdrive and everyone was making like 1 million copies of some covers and you had no idea the print count of some of those. But I think they've learned from that mistake that you don't overdo it, but these newer books are like I think holding their value a lot more.
You might know who we're talking about.
So
I
don't know anybody in particular.
I don't know anybody.
You don't know anybody?
I don't know anybody that would.
But
do that.
yeah, so I think it's a good thing. I think it's a cool thing. I know there's a lot of people talking about WhatNot and whether or not like it's good for the comic book industry. So far, they've been nothing but good to us. We've never really like dived super deep into it or gave up our daily jobs to do WhatNot. But you never know. Maybe if you get it that route, it's a different story. But yeah, they've always been fun with us, and they let we have like a what I would call a smaller, more a show just for like more for like our friends to hang out with us is what I would call it. Come hang out with us on our show as opposed to trying to take over the world with domination, which whatever works. But yeah, they've always been good to us, and everyone's getting is available to get these packs, which is really cool. So even the smallest show or the biggest show on the platform, everybody has like an opportunity to get these packs. Hopefully they all ship on time. But Princess did get hers. So definitely check out. We will be on this weekend. It's a smaller, be a quicker show. We'll be on at 3. And then depending on how quick our show gets done, Princess will be on after. But we're trying to do a Halloween type show.
We got some good stuff.
Got little costumes, more Halloween type books. And then Princess will be on after that. But
yeah, it's going to be good.
Rob says, problem with variants is you pay over the odds because there's only 500 of them. Then they do gold with another 500 a convention special foil, and eventually 500 run. Yeah, that is true, Nathan. That is true. I personally have never been a huge fan of like the medals and then doing like the extra not necessarily. I like Virgin sometimes, but I'm more of like the traditional. I like my number on the book with like the title to be on there and like. I read them more than anything. So, but I can agree with that. Yeah, if you definitely, there is some though that are cool. If you can get like the right print count of the right book.
Oh, absolutely.
I keep some. Definitely. I have some good ones.
I like the idea when they do the artist proof ones. Those things are proof that actually didn't really come out.
That have the numbers on them.
Yeah, the real low numbers. It's like,
hey John, how's it going? We're just wrapping things up, but check us on the rewind. But yeah, excited. Come hang out with us on Beyond the Con this weekend. I think it'll be a fun experience. And even if you don't buy any of the books, doesn't matter. Come hang out. We have plenty of giveaways. And if you like watching Zach have a good time, yeah.
Yes, it's always good to watch Zach have a good time.
Usually I think that's why our show's a lot of fun because there's always a lot of dancing and getting crazy. So
yeah, you get loose.
Yeah. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up the week. Looks like I got a bunch more reading to do. Get back to you guys on, we will have a show on Monday. We're trying to decide, we're going to go to Bellingham Con if we want to do some filming at the con.
That'd be fun.
If it will be available. Otherwise, we may do like a top 10 New York Comic Con exclusive. So maybe leave a comment down below. Let us know which one you guys would rather see.
Tops or bottoms.
Tops or bottoms, exactly. And as always, guys, stop you right now. Hit the like button for the princess. She loves it when you do that. Leave a comment down below, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. Zach, you got anything extra?
Yeah, sure. How you do that is you have to go really old, and you gotta go like when you know those people. I actually catch myself doing it sometimes where you catch it and you're like,
driving?
Yeah, driving like like a old, like you ever see those old ladies do it?
Are you not supposed to do that?
I think it's probably safer, but at the same time, it's like it looks really dangerous at the same time. I don't know. But that's how you get those somewhere driving. At least they're going places.
I think you're supposed to hold underneath now.
Is it this?
No, it's this
like
way.
This
way.
Like this?
Well, if the airbag blows off, if your hands on the they hit you in the face.
Like this. Yeah.
Oh, with your foot.
Yeah, just your foot. That's really safe. That's the safest way. And that's how you don't get those traffic accident gains.
Then you can just fall asleep. Make your foot drive.
Wait, I don't have a Tesla. That can't work.
All right, guys. Until we see you next time, stay safe and remember.
Get those gains.
Get them. We'll see you this weekend.
10-2? I don't know.
10-2.
10-2.
3-6.
3-6. 69, baby. Wait, no.
Bye, guys.